Hey everybody! Koricon here, and I have Aristotle, full throttle, the bro in the know with the fro. I like saying it, sorry.
Hey everybody. What's up?
I just
How's
like,
it going? Good to see you, man.
yeah, it's awesome that we finally got to do a collab.
Yes.
I've seen you doing collabs with other people, especially during your whole Boxtober.
Yeah, that
And
was really fun. I got the Boxleitner brothers in here. They're filmmakers, horror filmmakers, and they happen to be some Hollywood royalty in a sense because their dad was Tron from the movie Tron from
right.
1982, science fiction Disney movie. Very cool. But yeah, and I love doing collaborations with people sometimes in the studio, and it's awesome that you can help make this happen with your gear at your place and
Yeah.
record all this. This is great. Thank you so much for this.
Oh, no problem. I really wanted to get you on the channel, but and I'm glad that we were able to figure this out. So we're going to be doing 3 videos. We're doing this one, an interview with you on Koricon, and we're going to also, I'm going to show you the Baahubali trailer, which was the first one that reacted to.
I'm excited for that.
And then on your channel, we're going to be doing a talk about, tell them what we're doing on your channel.
So I want to talk to you about the Avengers Infinity War trailer and basically the scope of the MCU at this point because it's come a long way, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the potential merging of the X-Men in Phase 4.
That should be interesting. And then on my Koricon Nerd channel, my second channel, we're going to be talking about spoiler talk for Justice League.
Yes.
So I think we're going to have a good 3 videos of awesome content. You guys need to check out all 3 channels. Links are in the description below as usual. So check that out. I'll also have all of his social media stuff down there. So check that out. But I wanted to know, how did you start? What got you into YouTube? What made you want to become YouTube famous?
That's a good question. I mean, I used to play in a band, and we would do podcasts. We would show up in like people's houses and do podcasts, and then I was like, wow, this looks really fun, like to do like podcast and video casting. And so I said to the guys in the band, I'm like, why don't we do this every week with our band? So every week my band was called Veda, and we did Veda Radio. And every week we would do a stream to our fans, and we would talk to them. And then after that sort of got defunct, the band situation, I was like, I really liked doing the video casts every week. So I want to figure out how I can go back to doing that. And that's what I did. So I really love movies. I really love music also, but I think I was so involved in watching all of the movie reviewers and all of the movie information, especially around Star Wars and stuff like that. So I got really excited about that, and I could watch it all day. So I was like, I could talk about it all day too, and I like to talk about it, all that stuff with other people.
Yeah,
pretty much
your first video was about Rogue One. Like,
yeah.
Was Rogue One going to be good? And
Yeah.
that was the video that I saw. I was doing Rogue One reactions and other Rogue One stuff at the time for my channel. And when I do big ones like Star Wars or like Infinity War, or for my Indian channel, when I do the big Indian ones, I go and I basically watch everybody's reaction, especially since I'm in a group called the Reactors League. And so
Cool.
I'm watching all of their reactions as well to support them. And I just stumbled across your video, even though it wasn't really a reaction, but I guess because Rogue One was in the title.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like this guy's style.
Awesome.
And I like his weird humor because it's basically my weird humor.
See, that's the beauty of it, is like you could find your people. You could find the people who dig the same things that you do. And that's what I love about YouTube. And that's what I love about watching other people's reactions and other people's thoughts on these things.
Yeah. And like I had told you before when you were giving away your stickers, which I got your sticker right here. You're on Deadpool.
I'll make that face.
That when you said, hey, leave a comment and like the video and I'll choose people, even if you just say hey, And so that's what I wrote. I just wrote, hey.
That, and I was like, automatic winner right there.
I was like, he gets my humor.
That was awesome.
Koricon Nala, I watch your show. You guys should watch your show too. You get a sticker for leaving this comment. I mean, you've left better comments, but that one, there's something special about it.
So you were in a band. What did you play? What's your instrument?
I played the electric bass guitar in that band, but I also play guitar and piano and all sorts of stuff, like for recording, but live would be the electric bass guitar.
Are you going to do any music for YouTube?
Well, all of the music that I put in the background on my show is music that I've been a part of, that I've written in my band or up by myself. So that's something that I'm very proud of to put in there, because it's also that's the hard part about being a music reviewer on YouTube, is it's like you can't play clips of music without getting like a copyright claim. And I love movies as much as music, so that's why I do talk about movies, because you can sort of talk about a movie. You can't really describe a song.
Right.
So, spoiler alert, there's a really heavy break in the middle, so it's hard to do that.
Yeah, I have a lot of fans on my Indian channel that they love music. So music is a huge part of movies.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of requests to do song reactions, because one of the marketing things that the Indian movies do is they release full songs of what the song and dance numbers are going to be in the movie. And so, but I can't react to those because huge high risk of copyright. You know?
Yep. And it's like, it's kind of a drag when you want to talk about music with people. And I know there are a lot of like music podcasters and people who do review music, but I don't know. I think movies, because it's a visual medium, it's more fun to talk about movies on a visual platform.
And I like talking about the music, but I don't know enough about music to really have something important to say. Like, I am very much of a visual guy. Like, I can say I like the song, but then it kind of makes a boring video because I don't I don't really have anything else to add to that, you know.
But that's the beauty of music or anything, right? Movies, it's just, do you like it? Do you not like it? It doesn't, like, it can start there, and it doesn't have to necessarily go deeper.
Well, and I want my videos to like add something.
Yeah.
I don't. That was why I do those reviews after the trailer reaction. Is a lot of people
just killing it.
Yeah, a lot of people just react to the trailer, but not many people review it after. But I also like your style of it when you do your like breakdowns or other videos, where you edit in a whole bunch of like visual jokes.
Yeah, that's the fun for me, is like, I want the video itself to be more of like a thing to enjoy, instead of necessarily, like, I love talking about the movie, but it's also like I want people to like see what's going on in my head when I'm thinking about all of these things.
Well, like when you were doing that last talk, what was the guy's name that you had just did a video with?
Douglas Beamer.
Yes, Douglas. And there was one where you had Gandalf and his staff was a cornstalk. I was like, I just like that. It's a random, weird thing, but I love it.
I'm so happy that you caught that. That's awesome, because I put it in there like so quickly. I was just like, because the idea comes to me and I'm like, I'm just going to put it in there. I'm just going to put it in there. And then like, it's just funny that I'm glad that you saw that.
Because there's some videos that you can, like, I have 2 monitors. I'm sure I think you said you have 2 monitors also.
I do, yeah.
And so I put stuff to play on my right screen while I'm editing or doing other stuff all the time. So half the stuff I'm watching, I'm really just listening to.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of YouTubers that you can just listen to, like me. There's a lot of people that just listen to my videos. They barely watch them, really. They just they listen to the whole thing, and then they may watch it from like jumping back and forth.
Yeah.
But with your videos, you have to concentrate. Like it's like if you blink, you're gonna miss some really weird random image of Gandalf holding a cornstalk or something like that, you know.
Well, that's exactly. I hope one day when we both have 1 million subscribers, like all of those little things will be spotted. Like, so they're sort of like little Easter eggs, a lot of them, and hopefully, you know, people will notice them, like you noticed Gandalf with the corn cob. So that's actually is awesome. I'm glad that you saw that.
Well, we should note this now. Then, when we both hit 1 million subscribers, we'll do a reaction video to this interview.
Yes, and be like, "This, we called it. Here it is.
Here it is. It's
we
done."
Knew this would happen.
And right now, we are laughing in the future at ourselves.
Yeah,
but we know it.
We're also wearing gold-plated diapers.
I'll let you put that visual in.
Yeah, I have a question, Bruce Dickinson. That's a. Do you remember that Saturday Night Live bit with Christopher Walken? See, right now I'd show a clip of that.
Yeah.
I put my pants on, just like the rest of you, one leg at a time. Except once my pants are on, I make gold records. Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Christopher Walken is one of my favorite SNL guys.
He's so good. Yeah.
I mean, how do you say no to cowbell? I've got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell. I love it.
Yeah, I love how he can take a one-syllable word and make it like 3 syllables. Like, no.
Cowbell.
Yeah, cowbell. Yeah, no, he's great.
We might mention this at some point in your video, but if I forget, with Christopher Walken, I was saying like they hired Jeff Goldblum in Thor Ragnarok because he's a weird, unique person.
Yeah,
and he basically played himself.
Yep.
The only other actor I could think of that could do that and pull it off and be just as good would be a younger Christopher Walken.
Yep. Yeah, because he's got a sense of himself and how he is, but he's also like unapologetically himself at the same time. So it's like a self-awareness that's like so weird, with especially for like Jeff Goldblum as that character. It's almost because when they wrote that character, it was tailored for him in a way, because just the way he just lived in that character was so hilarious.
Yeah, both of them understand what makes them funny and what other people find hilarious about them, but then they purposely bump it up a notch.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to take advantage of it, and it's pure gold. It's awesome. You don't have very many actors like that anymore.
Yeah, like they just lean into their idiosyncrasies. So like, it's pretty cool that they do that, though. It's true. There's a lot of sort of generic leading man type of, or generic actors. There aren't really like these character actors that I can think of right now who you hope that they're going to be who they are.
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. That's exactly who I was just going to say. Actually, I was waiting for you to say who you thought, I was going to say Sam Rockwell.
Yeah. Sam Rockwell, I could see him in like 20 years becoming Christopher Walken or Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. He's great. There's certain things that Sam Rockwell does that I appreciate. It's almost like his Easter eggs. Like in Iron Man 2, when he plays like the bad guy who's assembling the army of robots.
Yeah.
He has a meeting with Whiplash, I believe. It's with Whiplash. Mm-hmm. Or it might be Tony Stark. I don't remember the scene exactly. But he has a fake bronze tan in the scene. And as he's talking, he's going like this. And you could see his palms have tanner all over them. And I'm just like, Sam Rockwell, you're a freaking genius. Because he's like, let me talk to you about this. And then you're like, oh, he obviously like slathered himself with fake bronzer. And I'm like, that is such a character touch that I miss from a lot of actors who can kind of like crowbar those things in there.
Yeah, I want more Sam Rockwell, especially after seeing Moon.
Oh yeah, that's a great sci-fi movie.
Because I always liked him as his humor. You know, I thought his humor was great. I mean, he's one of my favorite characters in Galaxy Quest as the red shirt guy.
Yeah.
But I loved him in Moon, and dramatically he did an amazing job.
He can carry that. He carries a movie by himself. He's essentially the only actor in the movie. And I mean, you have Kevin Spacey as like the voice of the robot, but I mean, he's pretty much the only guy. And his first sort of featured role was in a movie by Jon Favreau, and Vince Vaughn is also in it, called Made, which is sort of like, it's not a direct sequel for Swingers, but it's like a spiritual sequel, sequel to Swingers. And he plays a bellhop. And Sam Rockwell was so good on set because Jon Favreau wrote and directed Made. Made also has Peter Falk, who's one of my favorite actors of all time. But Sam Rockwell plays this weird sort of idiosyncratic bellhop, and Jon Favreau directing the movie was like, this guy is so good, we have to just incorporate him in more scenes. So they would just shoot extra scenes that they didn't even write. And so the scene where... Yeah, like the scene where he's like sort of like Sam Rockwell walks in and delivers their bags, and he walks into like the middle of a fight between Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau, and Vince Vaughn gets mad at him and like throws his water in his face, and Sam Rockwell's, it's all improvised, and Sam Rockwell's just like, oh, I mean, like leaves, and it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those sort of star-making roles where you're like, oh, this guy is he's really stealing the scenery, he's chewing the scenery right now.
Did you know his first role?
No.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes! Yes. He's the guy who says they're over at the east end of Lairdman Island.
Yeah, he introduces the kid cave area where Shredder is and tries to hand the carton of cigarettes to the kid.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. He's got the two cigarettes. Yeah. I remember that movie very well because I watched it 100 million times as a kid. But
same here.
I always liked his line where he's like, they're over at the east end of Lairdman Island. And like Eastman and Laird are the creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So like I always thought that was dope. I'm like, that's a nice little nod to Eastman and Laird.
I like that. So what do you do for your day job?
I do photography on set for movies and TV, which is the greatest thing ever because I get to see I get to see how the sausage is made. So I'm sort of like a fly on the wall, and I take pictures of the behind the scenes and the actors, and usually the stuff that goes in the online promotion materials. So if I work on like a YouTuber series, I'll take the pictures for their thumbnail or take pictures for the posters of a TV show or a movie. And I love it. It's great. I get to be on set and watch movies from the inside.
I'm jealous.
It's a beautiful thing though. It's been a little slow lately though. So I'm really trying to hit the YouTube really hard right now because I want to get as much content and videos up as possible.
Yeah, I know how it is. I do real estate, and the market plateaued this year, and so I had to get a second job just to pay the bills, and now I'm kind of spread really thin.
Yeah, it happens, and it's a lot of things. And I'm sure you just got the email from VidMe last night.
I did. VidMe shut down.
Yeah. That's the fire trucks coming to put out the dumpster fire. That's the online community right now as far as VidMe going down. Full Screen also went down. Full Screen I worked for a lot.
Really?
Actually.
I didn't hear about
they're streaming. They were a streaming video service that had they took a lot of YouTubers who were like big YouTubers, like 100,000, 200,000, million. And they would take them and then film a series with them. Mm-hmm. And they would stream them on their platform, and now their platform no longer streams. So within 2 weeks, Full Screen and VidMe done.
Now I don't know who else to go to. I want to upload to a second place. I want to establish on another platform at the same time, so that if and when YouTube falls, I've got another place to go, or I have a backup, things like that. I was thinking Vimeo maybe.
Vimeo's been going strong for what, 10 years also?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I don't see them going away anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like as long as people are creating, there'll be a venue. So
well, a lot of people are going to Twitch.
Yeah.
But
I'm on there. I haven't done anything yet with that.
I have a Twitch account, but I haven't done anything over there either. But like a lot of people just did gaming there, and I don't do any gaming. I'm not much of a gamer. Not anymore. I used to be.
Me too. I used to be way into gaming. For instance, I had don't tell nobody, but I had a cracked Xbox with a chipped Xbox, and then I would take that on the road with and we would like play Battlefront in motel rooms and stuff like that, because there was a hard drive on there that you could put all these games. I heard from a friend. I didn't actually do this. I hear that you can do this, but so.
You can. I had a friend that used to do it as his job.
He used to what?
He used to do it as his job.
Oh yeah, to chip Xboxes.
Chip Xboxes, jailbreak phones. Because like most computer nerds that I know, we don't like Apple just because they try and control too much.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of that like the Apple hardware.
Right.
And so they will
Hackintosh.
Yeah. So they'll strip the software and just put whatever they want on there, like Linux or whatever, and just
that's
use the hardware.
I love whenever I'm on set, there's a guy or a girl who will be the DIT, the digital information technologist on set. I think that's what it stands for. And I always hang out with that person because they usually have the awesomest, sweetest setup of either like a Hackintosh or and they give me a lot of pointers on like technological stuff that I should get for my rig and things like that. So those are always my favorite people to be around.
Well, I was a computer tech for 8 years.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I am a computer nerd. I just did not like doing it as my job. And so I took the plunge and sacrificed the money and went to go try something else, and that's how I landed in real estate. But now that's kind of plateauing, and I need to find something. I'm kind of like wandering around and doing a bunch of stuff and just seeing what lands really right now. But that's where I got my start.
You're doing well on YouTube right now, so it seems like things are growing and growing pretty fast, which is cool. And
that does thank you. I really appreciate that. That lets me know 15,000 subscribers. I'm close to that. I'm really close.
That's awesome.
So
that's significant.
When I was talking to you yesterday, you were saying that you would want to make something for the celebration video.
Yeah, maybe like a Gandalf with a corn or something.
Yeah. So I took that and expanded on it, and so I put a call out on all of my social medias, and I actually did it on a video I did this morning, asking for submissions that just want to be a part of the 15K celebration. So fan submissions for a fan section and YouTuber submissions. So I've got some people in the Reactors League that might send something, and if you would make something, that would be great.
I'd love to.
And then I'll have like a YouTubers and friends kind of section and a fans and friends kind of section to the 15K celebration.
That's awesome.
So if anybody wants to submit to that, just send your videos to koriconnala@gmail.com. And I've got stuff on all of my social medias. You can go and look to get more information on that. But yes, that would be great. I would love to hit 15K.
It's any day now.
Next step to our hitting 1 million.
Yes. First 15K, then 16K, and 16K 8, and then then 1 million.
Then 1 million. We'll just jump. All right. Well, let's watch this Baahubali trailer so that we can talk about it real quick before we finish the interview.
Very cool. I'm excited for this.
All right, let me know when you got it up and ready. And
All
you'll
right, so-
need to turn on your subtitles.
Okay, so subtitles, closed captions are on.
So this is a Telugu film. It was also released in Tamil, which are other languages.
Okay, cool.
Bollywood, what people think of as Bollywood, that's the Hindi language film industry. This is the Telugu film industry.
Okay.
So that's the language you'll be hearing. And let's play in 3, 2, 1, go.
Cool. Already looks really cool. It's like a city of gold.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I like that waterfall.
The cinematography is amazing.
Yeah, top notch.
So beautiful.
Yeah, this was directed by S.S. Rajamouli.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's very... Yeah.
You can see why it was the one that got me into all of it.
I cannot get over how beautiful this looks. Oh. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that's what I said in my first reaction.
Ooh. I don't like this guy. I don't like what's going on here. All right.
నేనెప్పుడు చూడని కళ్ళు నన్ను దేవుళ్ళ చూస్తున్నాయి.
మా దేవుడు అమరేంద్ర బాహుబలి రక్తాని వినుము.
Huh. Then you got the rock and roll.
Yes.
I'm a fan. This is like 300 times 10.
300, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. That looks awesome. Oh my god. All right. That's... Is that a baby?
Yeah.
Looks like a human shark with a baby.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that right away, actually.
Yeah, and then
I'm gonna watch that this afternoon.
And because of what?
Because it's just so beautiful to look at, and like I got into it as soon as the guitar kicks in. I'm like, I'm on board, man. I want to see stuff go down right now.
That one is Baahubali: The Beginning. That was the first movie. It came out a few years ago, and Baahubali 2: The Conclusion, because it's a two-part story. The conclusion came out earlier this year.
Okay.
So you can watch both of them. They're actually on YouTube right now. I think they have both of them on.
Are they in 4K?
I don't know if they released them in 4. Yes, actually they are. So if you go to that Baahubali movie channel, they have both movies in 4K. You can watch them right now for free.
That's insane. Because right now we have to pay for like HBO Go to watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And pay to go to see these. And this is just like, you can see where Game of Thrones gets their ideas from in a lot of ways. Like I know that these cinematographers in the United States are watching, like the more like European and U.S. North American cinematographers have to be just plucking these ideas because everything looks so. I don't know. I can't get over it.
Yeah, there's I think some of the top cinematographers in the world right now are coming out of India. Like some of the movies I've seen, the cinematography just looks amazing. Like super high focused clarity with bright, vibrant colors. They look amazing. Now there's other movies that don't look that great, but I mean it's just like any film industry. You got good movies and bad movies. But even the lower budget movies, because all of these compared to American movies are really low. Now Baahubali 2 was the most expensive movie to date. There's a more expensive movie coming up called 2.0, but it cost, I think Baahubali 2 was $60 million. The first one, I think, was like maybe $30 million. They did that on $30 million. You can't do that in the U.S.
I know. It's, you know what's so funny to me about movies, like big tentpole movies, like the Avengers movies and the Marvel movies. I love them. I love to watch them. And, you know, we're going to talk about this in one of the videos, but Justice League, you're like, this movie cost them $180 million or $200 million, and I'm just watching 4 actors on a green screen. I'm like,
well, and you got to think how much of that is the actor's salary, because it seems like a good 80 to 100 million of that is just the actor's salary.
Especially like Robert Downey Jr. in, you know, like he shows up in the Spider-Man movie, and every time he shows up, he's either on a blue screen or a green screen, and it's obvious. And I'm like, this movie costs so much money, and you're obviously in a studio right now. And also, or he'll just show his, like, he'll just do the close-up shot from inside the mask of Iron Man.
Right.
And that's all he ever has to do.
Yeah.
He just shows, he walks up, does 2 days of filming, and he's good for $20 million.
But there's a lot of interchanging going on between India and the U.S. You know, we've got some actors that are coming over here, like Priyanka Chopra is in Quantico.
Yes.
Irfan Khan, he's been in a lot of American stuff. People know him.
Yeah.
But we also have choreographers and other types of people going to India to work on movies. Like the fight choreographer for the Nolan Batman movies is working on 2.0 right now.
That's awesome.
You know,
I had a friend who moved out to South Asia to work in film as a gaffer, just because there's so many movies being made every year out there.
It's like 4,000 movies a year coming out of India. It's crazy.
It's great though. I mean, it's contributing to the art.
Well, I can tell you this much: I'll never run out of trailers. If anything, I'm always behind because there's so many that come out. I just can't get to them all. You know, I feel bad, but at least I know I'll never run out of content. Just because there's every week there's a handful of trailers I've got to do.
Right, and it seems like there's a lot of like pride in making like these beautifully spectacular images in these movies, and that's cool. I mean, I don't think there's that same standard in Hollywood necessarily. Yeah, I think it's more just let's get this out there. Like,
yeah,
let's put, you know, Iron Man in it and call it a day, or Batman in it and call it a day.
So I'm thinking the next 10 years is going to be like a Indian movie renaissance. We're going to have some, like they're already pushing the limits on budgets and other things in a lot of industries. Some of the industries are trying more. They're moving away from some of the masala films, which are the ones that you see that have like a lot of song and dance in them. And doing more like dramatic story based. But I don't want them to totally move away from masala films because I think that's a unique genre that I enjoy. Yeah. I just don't want every movie to be it.
Right.
So I don't want them to drop it altogether.
I always thought it was interesting, you know, the Danny Boyle film, Slumdog Millionaire, which sort of like crossed over. Like it wanted to like sort of introduce that to the Western movie viewing culture. That's why I love that movie. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time, actually. This, like every time I'm like, to this day I'll be like Latika, like when he's like screaming, like it's like it slays me. It's such a beautiful movie, and the end with where everybody's dancing, I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was like such a good way to sort of introduce that, because I've known about like a lot of that, like the dance and song and dance movies, and being into film, but it was cool that it crossed over into like a Hollywood movie, and I always think it's fantastic.
So like Jackie Chan did a movie recently called Kung Fu Yoga, and it's him and an Indian police officer, and they get together and they're doing this, like, it's kind of an adventure thing between China and India. But the main reason in the interviews, the main reason he did the movie is because he wanted to do a Indian dance sequence. That was his only reason. That was his only reason. He's like, I want to do the dance sequence.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like it's so like ornate and beautiful. Like that's a good reason to do an entire movie, if you ask me.
So, I mean, we don't have that out here. We have musicals, maybe like one a year or every couple of years.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a genre that we just don't have out here that I think is interesting. Some of them can become too repetitive, like they're basically the exact same storyline, just redone. But
yeah,
just like any genre, every genre has those. So I don't want them to lose that, but at the same time, I do love seeing that they're branching out into other kinds of storylines and other types of storytelling. So I really think in the next 10 years, we're going to get a nice growth.
I hope so. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think there's like a real synergy going on. And even in like Chinese cinema, I think that there's sort of, I mean, Hollywood is sort of, I mean, if you look at like Michael Bay's movies, he's starting to appeal to the Chinese audience, which is, it's kind of blatant in his movies, but
yeah, it is.
But at the same time, it's sort of recognizing that the future is a global cinematic viewing economy or audience. And
they're going to start talking more about global numbers for a movie instead of just domestic.
Yeah. And then now it's funny because I remember, I don't know if you remember, but when I was a kid, when we were kids, like they would show, like movies came out here in the United States, and then like a month later would come out overseas, or 2 months later, or 3 months later. And now all of the movies come out everywhere else a couple days before. Yeah, at the same time, like the same day-ish, but usually it'll be like UK the day before, Australia the day before, and it's already out. And then we have to wait a day to go see the movie.
If anything, you might have 1 week difference, maybe. For Indian movies getting released in China, they still have that like 1 to 2 month difference.
Yeah.
So you'll have movies like Amir Khan's Dangal. It did well in India, but when it released in China, it like made a huge amount of money. It broke records over there, and people were really surprised, you know. And so for a lot of Indian movies, it gets a revitalization when it gets released in China because you have a chance to double your money or more, you know.
Right.
So I think we're going to get to a point where, everything is going to be more of what is the world number, not just the domestic.
Yeah, I mean that it makes more sense anyway because it's the bottom line, really.
Mm-hmm. And that's what keeps Transformer movies going.
Yeah, I know. Forever and ever and ever. Michael Bay. See, the thing about the Transformers movies is I loved Transformers as a kid. I went and saw Transformers in the theater, and like as soon as Peter Cullen's voice came out over the speakers as Optimus Prime, I was like, oh my God, I'm here in theater listening to Peter Cullen coming out of the speakers at the Transformers movie. And then like 90 seconds later, it turned into a Michael Bay film, and I was like, oh, Michael Bay, this is the last time I'm going to give you my money, ever. Yeah, and that was the last time I watched it.
I saw the first 3 in the theaters. Because I don't mind putting myself through punishment if I can find at least a little bit of something that I like. You know,
I would say the first one is likable, though.
The first one I think is good.
Yeah.
Decent. I would give it a B.
It has its moments. I mean, I remember as a kid, I watched a couple Michael Bay movies, like The Rock, and Armageddon has its moments, even though it's kind of a bad movie. It's still got its like really like funny moments. It's
watchable.
Yeah. I mean, I still remember this day when they're like, yeah, me and the guys, we don't want to pay taxes ever. It's like so good.
Yeah, and The Rock. I mean, you can't go bad. I mean, I love that movie. You have, you know, one of the last Sean Connery films, with Nicolas Cage. Those are two personalities that you're just never going to see on screen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Bay, I like the Bad Boys.
Yeah, the Bad Boys are
I like those movies. It's just when he hit the Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I was like, you're just playing on my nostalgia feels, and it's not fair, man. It's not fair.
Yeah. The Turtles movies, I actually, like, for some reason, I don't mind them at all. Like, even the second one, I was like, I liked it. I just had fun. And
well, the thing is, like, he knows what we want. We want to see Krang. We want to see Bebop and Rocksteady. That was the big thing about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the original one. Is they didn't have Bebop and Rocksteady. They had these two other weird characters that were just created, and everyone was like, where's Bebop and Rocksteady?
Yeah. Toka and Razor.
Toka and Razor.
Such terrible...
Mama!
Yeah.
Mama!
Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible. And, fun fact, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, they couldn't use their weapons. Like, they thought it was too violent. The first one is so good. And then the second one, the filmmakers at the studio decided it was too violent to use their weapons because probably two moms complained, or two dads or whoever complained about it. And so if you watch that movie, all they do is play around with their weapons. They never hit anybody or strike anybody or even throw them. They'll like throw a pizza in someone's face, and you're like,
or they use sausages as nunchucks.
Exactly. You're like, are you guys ninjas or what? What's going on here?
But
ninjas are assassins.
It does have my favorite joke of when I was, how old was I? 14, 13. Has my favorite joke of the time, which was right in the beginning. They're trying to save Raphael, and he's like, it's quiet. A little too quiet. And then Michelangelo sees Raph, and he's like, it's Raph. A little too Raph. I don't know what it is about that stupid joke, but
that's a very Michelangelo moment. So it is. It's good. And I think in Turtles, the latest Turtles movie that came out, I think, was it this year? I think it's
last year.
I think they really nailed Michelangelo, and like
that's the thing. They got the Turtles right. All of the Turtles were done great, and Michelangelo was perfect.
Yeah.
It's just the story that they're in wasn't that good.
No. What can you do? And it has my arch nemesis in that movie.
Who's that?
Will Arnett.
Oh.
Will Arnett. One day, Will Arnett. We'll meet again. Anyway.
He's an awesome Lego Batman.
He is. That was a very funny movie.
Yeah.
He's got that voice. He's got that Will Arnett voice.
I was surprised he carried the whole film.
Yeah. Yeah, he's I mean, he bounces around. He shows up all the time. He's kind of like a mole, like a whack-a-mole. Like, oh, there's Will Arnett. There he is.
There he is. Yeah,
here's a series with Will Arnett that's going to last for 2 weeks on NBC, and then canceled. Sick. That's what you get, Will Arnett.
Sick burn.
Sick burn.
Well, I think we should
hope one
wrap
day to have
this.
Will Arnett.
Oh, you hope to have him on your channel?
One day I'll have Will Arnett on the show, I'm sure. That's a long-term goal, but I think it'll happen because we have to make right what has been done wrong, Will Arnett. All right.
But I think we should wrap it up because we still got 2 more videos to make.
Yes.
But thanks for hanging out with me and giving me a little background about yourself and what you do and how you got here and sharing that Baahubali. I think you'll enjoy it.
I'm going to look at that. I'm going to watch that movie this afternoon. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Thank you for introducing me to Baahubali because that looks amazing. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like an Ang Lee kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's very beautiful. It's sort of Ang Lee meets the good parts of Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's a little bit of a mixed bag, but we'll get into that in the next video.
Yeah,
talk about Justice League.
So go over to his channel and watch our video that we're going to make. if it's up already. I don't know which one's going up first or second or whenever, but by the time all 3 of them are up, I'll have links to the other 2 in every other video.
Awesome.
So go check out his video and the one we'll make on Koricon Nerd as well. If you comment below and let me know your thoughts. There's links to everything in the description, so make sure to go down there and check it out. All of his stuff, all of my stuff, links to videos, blah, blah, blah. Like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends. And I will see you on the next video.